Hey everybody, it's Rory from A&S Gear, and we're going to look at the HUD for the EVS today. We're kind of going to do an install for it. So most of the masks, if you're buying them, there were a couple that came installed already in the mask, but for the most part, they're coming as two separate pieces that you need to do the install yourself. So I have all the parts here. This is what you get in the box, like this. It has a very kind of brief, or I wouldn't call it comprehensive is I guess the word I'm looking for. It's not very comprehensive. Very basic bullet points on how to install it. Nothing that's exact or anything like that, or in depth, I guess. So we'll do one here and we'll show you how to put it together a little bit more in depth than, you know, put a tab together, stick it in there kind of a thing. So let's go through the parts you're going to receive when you're doing this. Obviously, you'll need an EVS mask, so we have the tiger stripe one here. And we'll talk about that in a second. It doesn't want to close. So you're going to get your charging cable. This is going to go from the USB port on the charger here to the unit itself to charge it. You can also use this to run from the unit to the computer, because you do need to activate it. So you will need to log on to Recon Instruments' website and do the activation there. So port and cable. You're going to get your charging block, which your USB plugs into down there. Plus you're going to get a bunch of different adapters for different parts of the world that use different plugs. Obviously in the States we're using one that looks like this, but you can see all these different options for different places, which depending on where you are will be very handy. All right, so you're going to get that. You're going to get the unit itself. So this is the camera right down inside of there. It's actually on right now, but without getting the camera right up against it, you're really not going to see anything down inside of there. Maybe you can, I don't know. And then this goes over to the battery unit, which is over here. And you can see it's tethered by a cable. And that'll be all hidden in the mask, so don't worry about, you know, oh God, where do I put that thing? Everything's got a place inside there. So that is going to go like that and charge through there. We've got two pieces. Now these earpieces, or these little holders, they're going to go on the ends here, and they actually have places on the mask where they lock in and snap and sit securely. So we're not just sticking this thing in there willy-nilly just hoping that it doesn't go anywhere. It actually has pieces to hold it in place and go in there. So we'll put that together. And then you get this unit here, which is the controller unit, basically. So when you're looking through it in your lens and you need to change through your menus or you select different options, this piece right here, which will be worn around your wrist, and then you interface through this. It hooks up with this piece through Bluetooth, and then you can navigate your menus and do whatever you need to do through the interface that is on your hand or on your, you know, your vest or wherever you want to put it. It really doesn't matter where you put it, but it comes with these elastics that you will loop through here so that you can put it on your wrist or wherever you feel more comfortable putting it. But this is your interface between the heads-up unit and the options, the selection options. So it has a little battery you can replace on the inside there, but it should last quite a while, a little watch battery style. And then, you know, all your toggles on and off, back, and then up, down, left, right. Cool little thing right there. So the installation itself, not hard at all. Goes in very simple. But the first thing you want to prepare the mask for the install. Do not try to do it with the lens on. Don't try to do it even with the earpieces on. It's so simple to take these pieces off the mask that trying to work around them is actually harder than it needs to be. So I've already unlocked the tabs on this mask, so we can take the earpieces, we can rotate them up and take them off just to get them out of the way. And then we can push our lens out. So I always do it from the bottom here. I'm gonna reach in there and I can grab the edge of the the lens from the bottom, so I'm not trying to grab it through the front here, and I can push it out. I mean, if you've got an old lens that you don't care about, whatever, I guess you could just grab it and yank it off there. But since this is a brand new mask that I try to want to keep in a brand new state, I'm going to be as gentle with it as I can. So lens out. And then we also need to remove the foam on the top because the wire, this cable, is going to pass underneath the foam at the top here. There's actually a little channel that is cut specifically for the foam or for the wire. So let's get this off of here. And then we're going to move this and take care of it. So let's go ahead and first put these on. So the eyepiece is going to be on the right side. So if you're looking through the mask like this, it's going to be over here. And it's going to sit like that in there. This is going to pass up along the top and over to the other side. So we're going to put our tabs onto the unit itself first. So this piece right here, both of these little wing pieces or ear pieces or locking tabs, they both have a notch at the bottom right here. And this is where it will clip in to the bottom piece of the frame. And then it has a little post, which is going to lock into the middle of the frame. The tab, the locking tab, you want to be at the bottom. So if you're trying to install this, or if you're lining it up and you're trying to size up where it needs to go in here, and your tab, the little triangular piece you can see right there, is up, you've got it on the wrong side. It needs to be over here, like that. So this is going to go over this side over here, so over our monitor side. Let's kind of keep our USB port covered. This will always kind of get stuck in here when you put it together, so we're just going to have to move it around and get it to come through where it needs to. All right, and then the little tab is going to clip into the bottom down there. So we're going to do the same thing to the other side. Perfect. Now let's put it together. Now if we had the lens still on here and we had all the ear straps and all that stuff, it would really be kind of a pain to put this together. But since we removed it all, it makes it much, much easier to put in. So let's line up our tab on the outside right here. And we're going to push it forward. Just like that. Now I can flip it over and lock this bottom tab into place, just like that. All right, let's make sure that I'm locked in here. I'm good over there. So everything is in there, and you can see the monitor right there. And the monitor is slightly adjustable. You can turn it up, or you can rotate it, I should say, up and down. And you can kind of rotate it in a little bit and out a little bit. So it does have a little bit of articulation up, down, left, right, but not a tremendous amount. It's so close to your eye that you really just need to get it so that you can see inside of it easily, and then you're set. We're going to run our wire along this top piece up here. You can see there's a perfect little channel. It's not a fluke that it's there. It was meant for it to go in there. And then we can install this into the bottom, snap it in, make sure our tab lines up at the bottom, and there we go. So we've got our cam side in, strap running across the top, and then battery side locked in over there. At this point, it's just the matter of putting it all back together, reinstalling our foam up in the top, and you can see how easy the foam just goes back in, snap in one side, kind of roll it around to the other side, and then lock the tab in over there as well. And that wire is now completely gone. Can't even see it in there. Put our lens back on the front, put our goggle strap on the back, and then it's set up. It's not terribly cumbersome. It doesn't look like, when I'm looking through it, I don't feel like I'm missing out on seeing something. It's low enough and out of the way down here where it doesn't block my vision straight ahead or to the left or to the right. So it's a nice little piece right there. Make sure you go to activate it if you pick one up, because that will give you access to all the information that's out there on what you can actually do with it. But the install's easy. It's a pretty trick setup. I definitely recommend picking one up to play with it. The heads-up HUD for the EVS available through the website. Order yours now through ansgear.com.